Hello, my name is Nicole Engard, and I am the Vice President of Education at Bywater Solutions. Today's tutorial is going to show you how to use the inventory tool in Koha 3.8. One of the tools in Koha 3.8 is an inventory tool. This tool allows you to make sure that the items you think are on the shelf are actually on the shelf at your library. So I'm going to log into my staff client. I'm going to go over to Tools, and in the center column here, I'm going to click Inventory and Stock Taking. Now I have two choices for how to run the inventory. The easiest option is to use a barcode file. You can do this multiple ways. One is if you have a portable barcode scanner. You can take that barcode scanner, walk along your shelves, and scan each barcode, and it usually generates a text file with a list of all those barcodes. You can then take those barcodes and save that as a text file, load it up into here, and update the inventory date. The inventory date is stored in Koha as the date the item was last seen. After you've done this, you can then run your own report to find everything that hasn't been seen since a certain date. I'm going to do this for you. But your other choice on here is if you don't have a portable barcode scanner, or you don't have a way of generating a text file of barcodes, such as putting a laptop on a book card and rolling it through your stacks, you can generate a printable version of your inventory. So this form below asks you various different questions, like a specific library, either its owning library or current location. So we could say, show us everything at Centerville. You can limit to a specific shelving location, call number range, a bunch of different statuses. Once you've got all of this in here, you can plug in an inventory date for this, and this will give you everything that hasn't been seen since whatever date you put in. I'm not going to put anything in here, and I'm just going to hit submit so that you can see the form. When it comes back, what it shows you is the barcode, the call number, title, author, the date it was last seen, and if there were any problems. I'm going to scroll down on my list a bit. You'll notice the first batch doesn't have any barcodes or call numbers, and that's just because I didn't catalog that information. But as I scroll down, I can see barcodes, call numbers, title, author. All this is here. What you could then do is print this out, walk along the shelves and check off the boxes, and when you're done, come back to the computer and actually check the boxes and choose to set the inventory date. You do that by clicking Mark Seen. So you either mark the scene or mark it seen and continue. And continue will show you the next batch of records that meet your criteria. So I'll just go ahead and I'll mark these seen so you can see what happens. All it did was remove them from the list. So they've now been marked as seen and we are set to go. So I'm going to go back to the inventory tool and show you the barcode file. The process is pretty similar. What it's going to do is update the inventory date, but I have a file on my computer of barcodes that I've scanned. And so I'm going to click Browse, and I'm going to find this barcodes file, open that up, set the inventory date to today, and scroll down to the bottom and hit Submit. You don't need to fill in any of this other information. It will tell you how many items were found in the file, so 21 were modified. Date last seen was set to today. Now what I can do is I can go over to my reports module and find all the things that haven't been seen since a certain date. So I can find the things that are missing, so I can go out into the shelves and try and see if they were misshelved or something like that. One thing to note is that that inventory report that we just ran, it does not compare call numbers to make sure things are shelved properly. Its sole purpose is to tell you if things are in your collection or not. So I have over here open the Koha wiki, and I have an inventory report that's on here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this report, I'm going to copy it to my clipboard, create from SQL in the reports menu, paste that here, call it inventory, and save it. Once I save it, I can click Run right away and find everything that hasn't been seen since a certain date, whatever I happen to enter in here. So let's say I want to see everything that hasn't been seen since the first of the year. We'll choose the Centerville branch since we used that example before, and Run. Now I have a list of all the titles that haven't been seen, and I can decide how I want to handle this. I can either go out to the shelves and look for these items, I can search my catalog and see what the last status was, when they were last checked out, and all of that. Once again, this is Nicole Engard, and this has been a Bywater Solutions production. Visit us on the web at www.bywatersolutions.com.